EGIdra Fields. Greg, go ahead and come up on stage. Get on your feet, guys. Make some noise here. As Greg's going to be playing a very, very important match. You're going to be going up against MMA. How do you think this match is going to go?
I'm confident. I really like ZVT. I really like these maps. He's definitely a great player. It won't be easy, but I feel good about it.
All right, one more time, make some noise. Go ahead and get into your booth and get set up. Next up, we've got MMA. Go ahead and make some noise as well. Make some noise for this Korean player. Question for you is, how do you think this game's going to go, and are you at all nervous going up against EGIdra?
게임이 어떻게 갈 건지.
게임이 어떻게?
매우 흥분되고요. 그리고 2대0으로 꼭 이길 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
I'm very hyped, and I'll make sure that I win 2-0.
All right, guys, let's kick it back to our casters, Day 9 and DJ Wheat over at the casting desk. EGIdra Fields. Greg, go ahead and come up on stage. Get on your feet, guys. Make some noise here. As Greg's going to be playing a very, very important match. You're going to be going up against MMA. How do you think this match is going to go?
I'm confident. I really like ZVT. I really like these maps. He's definitely a great player. It won't be easy, but I feel good about it.
All right, one more time, make some noise. Go ahead and get into your booth and get set up. Next up, we've got MMA. Go ahead and make some noise as well. Make some noise for this Korean player. Question for you is, how do you think this game's going to go, and are you at all nervous going up against EGIdra?
게임이 어떻게 갈 건지.
게임이 어떻게?
매우 흥분되고요. 그리고 2대0으로 꼭 이길 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
I'm very hyped, and I'll make sure that I win 2-0.
All right, guys, let's kick it back to our casters, Day 9 and DJ Wheat over at the casting desk.
He's very hyped. I am very hyped. I am excited for this matchup, Dave. This is going to be absolutely awesome as EGIdra is going up against MMA. I am DJ Wheat.
And I am Day 9, and I can't believe that one of these dream matches is about to happen already. I'm feeling a little concerned because I did make a bet with JP McDaniel. I thought Naniwa was going to win in that game against Lucira, and because Naniwa lost, I have to wear a shirt of his choosing on next day of the game. So I hope he chooses something that helps accentuate my charming, heartwarming personality. But either way, in this series coming up, we've seen EGIdra look almost unstoppable at the start of the tournament, but then lost a quick series against Thorzane in Zerg vs. Terran. Thorzane said he wasn't sure if EGIdra was trying his hardest, but still EGIdra absolutely looked flimsy in that final series. And at the same time, MMA looked a little shaky in some of his games against Sheth, but then pulled through it and played brilliantly against July. So I'm very curious to see what MMA's condition is going to be. We've seen a lot of variance out of the Korean players.
Now, what's also interesting about this matchup is, keep in mind, remember, Bomber was the original Korean that was going to be in his group. Of course, it ended up being MC due to some visa issues. But because of that, going into this competition, EGIdra was actually preparing for that Terran matchup. As he said in that pre-game interview, that he is very comfortable with TVZ, and based off of some of the matches that we have seen and even previously, you know, that makes me even more excited for this matchup. Right now, the whole Terran versus Zerg matchup is changing a lot. We saw him do some devastating things to Select, although he didn't have the greatest tournament here at MLG. He certainly seems to have that confidence level versus Terran. Now, I understand that MMA and Lucira were spending a lot of time this morning studying the replays, something that they don't often have the opportunity to do over in Korea. So, you know, it is going to be a big one here as we have SlayersMMA taking on EGIdra, one of the few North American players that still stands here in the championship bracket. And this is going to be a great matchup here on Testbug.
Getting started. Has the aesthetically pleasing triple division. Will EGIdra spawn in the top left, the high value property? No, it looks like. All right, now it's time to do a little bit of cheering. Try to get a rooting for your favorite player. If you're a fan of EGIdra in the crowd, make some noise for EGIdra! And in the top position in the fertile green lands, we have the Terran player coming all the way out from Seoul, South Korea. It is MMA!
Man, Day 9, this is kind of one of those matchups. You know, we started off this competition broadcasting EGIdra versus MC. I mean, no better way to open up the competition. And we did see EGIdra win that one, automatically putting his foot forward as a foreigner who can contend with the Koreans. We saw several other players also present themselves in such a fashion throughout the competition. But again, I do reference back to the fact that EGIdra was getting ready for Bomber, and upon hearing that news had to deal with MC, but now he's going to get that chance, channeling his ZVT power that he was going to utilize against Bomber. But MMA is so impressive with his multitasking on those drops. It is really... It's a nice place for a Rax there, Day9.
Always love this off-Rax placement. This is what I like to call hiding something normal. A lot of times when you're trying to do something funny or tricky, you will hide it in your base, but we're going to see MMA just build a barracks, go straight into constructing a gas geyser, but if EGIdra ends up scouting, EGIdra may very well miss this barracks, overcompensate for some sort of cheese, when in reality, MMA is doing nothing out of the ordinary. Regardless, we're seeing EGIdra plant that expansion hatchery down, and he's going to continue to add drones as well, very boldly, knowing that he can hold off a bunker rush if he has good enough control.
Yeah, no drone scout going out quite yet. Pool is about to be dropped, and there it is. Over on MMA's side, he is going to float that Rax down to the low ground, and I wonder if he's going to build another one. We'll have to see. No, the SCV is going to go ahead and go over, so it could just be some light. We have another SCV moving down right now, and he is going to go ahead and wall up. So the SCV is going to meet up with this drone here, and let's see what sort of scouting and what reaction EGIdra will have when he realizes what is happening here. He is going to go ahead and just go right past that, and you know, I mean, no reason really to look up there until he moves up and sees that there is no barracks inside of his main.
EGIdra now pulling off 6 drones, very meticulous about having these exact numbers of workers pulled off. And there's the first Marine from MMA, and EGIdra gets an unbelievable first few hits off on that one Marine. It will go down to the claws of the drones. And EGIdra building a spine crawler. This is a little bit of that overcompensation. Did he end up seeing this? Yes, he does see a factory, so he might very well just delay his gas geyser for quite some time, maybe not mining as much. We see 2 guys in the gas. In the meantime, is going to let that spine crawler get canceled and going to continue on as normal. Oh, not a big deal. Not a big deal. The SCV was killed by the drones. There you see the cancellation. We have mining now at the natural. Meanwhile, over in MMA's base, that factory does go down, almost completed. He's also getting his command center. The 1 gas is up right now, and the barracks has been floated right back up into the main. And, you know, it was a reasonable thing to just leave that right there, make it on the low ground. If the aggression was able to continue, he could produce more Marines, but bringing it back up to safety. Now we have the starport going down as well. Some Lings will make their way forward, but these Marines on the high ground, and already you can see that MMA obviously putting some time and effort into this map. Some great placement there by the Marines. They do get some early hits on the Lings before they even hit that ramp, and now we do have our first Hellion out on the field. We're not seeing any gas getting mined from EGIdra. There's the Hellion out on the field right now, but with that spine crawler up, it will be easily repelled. Now it looks like MMA is advancing forward. A real problem with Hellions on this map is that you can't control any watchtowers because of those destructible rocks. Those early techniques that work on other maps, not so effective on Icy Cup Test Bug. So it looks like a Banshee now popping up from MMA. Is he getting cloaked? No, actually doesn't even have a second gas geyser, but is now getting that orbital command, that expansion up. EGIdra taking a second gas geyser and has just begun his route to Lair. Yeah, Lair will be going soon, and Speed will be finishing very, very soon here for EGIdra, continuing to drone up. No unnecessary units other than the 4 Lings that he brought out for the stoppage of that little bunker rush that we saw from MMA right off of the bat. And another command center going down for MMA inside the main. He's also going to throw down a few extra racks and is getting a reactor on his factory. He's going to be making a switch here with the racks and the starport to get that tech lab going for those upgrades. Another peek here by EGIdra. Those 2 Marines will stop it. We do see the Banshee now moving out to try to do a little bit of damage to EGIdra. A real big danger, though, is that I don't like this 3 command center play. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. For now, it looks like MMA is going to start doing a little bit of damage to those drones. Looks like he has picked off 2, but Idra has some queens well positioned, will do some damage. We saw MMA take out a lot of Chef's queens. Can he do the same in this match? Does Idra have that second queen coming? No, there's no adjoining creep. He will lose the queen and now has to pull back all the drones. Finally, Idra gets that second queen up. MMA, has lost focus on the Banshee, and it will escape, though.
Yeah, it narrowly escapes there. It only has 14 hit points left. And something that we saw out of MMA is he did not like to excessively waste these types of units. He will bring it back, repair it up, and get it back on the field. Now, you were going to come back to the command center, so let's do that.
Third command center, very good way to get a lot of early economy boost, to get a stronger mid game. You have a ton of mules, but the reason I'm a little worried about that is generally you want to do this play on a map where you have an easy third base to take, a map like Tal'Darim Altar, a map like Shakura's Plateau. But on this map, your third is very far away, very difficult to defend, so that command center can't be useful for a very long time other than just for those mules.
Now we do have Baneling speed on the way. The Spire's going to be completing soon. I think we're going to be seeing a third very, very soon here. We have a Viking out on the map as well. He is going to snipe off at least one Overlord, possibly a second as well. And look at the placement of that Viking. Once again, MMA showing that he has studied and put a little bit of effort into this map, checking things out. That Viking will continue.